My name is Sudhir Srinivasan. I come from the New Indian Express's cinema division.
Oh, wonderful.
I realize now that you may not be at liberty to speak a lot about Endgame. So I'm going to try and have this conversation focused on
Sure.
Thanos, the central character.
Great.
Previous film. He was a terrific antagonist. I thought a large part of why I enjoyed the last film was his characterization.
Yeah.
How difficult or how nervous were you of using sadness as a peg on which to have the audiences look forward to the next film?
I mean, I think that, you have to get them to emotionally connect to the material. And the most profound experiences I've had in the movie theater are when I'm emotionally connected. You can, if you knock an audience out of it, it becomes an intellectual exercise for them. And I think that that's a distancing tactic. And, it's hard when you're working with villains because the standard response that an audience has is to put the villain in a box and create an intellectual exercise out of it by saying, I can't relate to this sociopathic character. Our intention with that movie was to tell it from his point of view so that you could relate to him. And, I think he has a certain monastic dedication to his goal.
They called me a madman. And what I predicted came to pass.
There are altruistic elements to the goal, which is, I want to try to preserve the universe. Fortunately, he does have sociopathic elements to him that, involve killing half the universe to save the other half. So I think the work that was done was to try to force the audience to perceive his perspective.
It's very interesting you say that because I really liked how you humanized the villain that he was, especially concerning his relationship with Gamora.
Yep.
It seemed to me that he was a man with unreasonable amounts of conviction in the goals that he had, which weren't quite beneficial for the vast population. And I think on some level you could draw parallels to the villains we've had in world history as well.
Without question.
Yeah.
Right? And that no one thinks of themselves as a villain. They only think of themselves as being fervently passionate about whatever point of view they're espousing.
Little one, it's a simple calculus. This universe is finite, its resources finite. If life is left unchecked, life will cease to exist. It needs correction.
You don't know that!
I'm the only one who knows that. At least I'm the only one with the will to act on it.
If they have a broken point of view, it's not broken to them. It's, I guess we judge things by a common morality, right?
So in a sense, could we say that sort of unshakable faith is not a great trait?
I think unshakable faith can be a great trait if it's positive goals that are trying to be achieved. And I think Thanos, I think that's what people relate to him. It is that notion, like I said, that monastic dedication to the goal. You know, he will die for it.
I ignored my destiny once. I cannot do that again. Even for you.
A gauntlet with stones. The person running around with a large hammer.
Yeah.
How difficult was it for you to try and make these characters believable, to be worthy of empathy and hatred?
I mean, it's just, it's you're trying to bring mythology into a psychologically real place, and all the characters are archetypes. That's what I find fascinating about superhero films is that they're all archetypal, that people can relate to them anywhere in the world. And you can find a character that you relate to. Each has their own shade of morality, and depending on who you are as a person, you either, on the spectrum of it, can relate to them. Whether it's, the complete morality of a character like Captain America or the amorality of a character like, say, a Deadpool.
Right.
It just depends who you are as a human being. And I think that our job as filmmakers are to infuse these characters with motivations that feel human, to put them in interactions that feel human, and to make you care about them, even though that they have really silly costumes and props, strange props.
Right. And anytime there's a gap between a film, between two films that are connected to each other, as well as these films are, invariably you're going to leave a big window in which fans are going to go berserk with their theories.
That's right.
And try to explain things, try to figure out things in advance. Do you sometimes go through these theories and wonder, damn, they just ruined this film for themselves?
I mean, it's interesting because we will read a lot of the theories because it's nice to get that immediate feedback from the fan base. The other thing I think that's really valuable about this is that this unique experiment that's been the Marvel Universe is that it does create intense periods of reflection and community, an interaction of global fans. And an idea can come from someone in India that then reaches someone in China that then reaches someone in the United Kingdom. And it binds people through their common love of these stories. So, rarely do they actually hit on what the central plot of these movies are. I don't know that anyone was expecting half the characters to die at the end of the last movie, but that's the job. Our job is always subvert their expectations.
Right. Thank you very much for this conversation.
Thank you.
The words of Thor do bring us Thanos soon.
Thank you.
Bring me Thanos!